One man who's made a comeback and how is National Conference's Omar Abdullah. So, Omar, this moment clearly, I see a lot of halchal, I see a lot of celebrations at your residence this morning. And it's different from how possibly it was a few months ago after Lok Sabha elections. Do you think your test also begins right away? The challenges begin. The mandate that you've got is for a reason, for the promises that you made for people, especially on statehood.
The challenge starts now. The election was perhaps the easy part. Now for 5 years we have to prove that we are worthy of the mandate that the people have given us. There are a lot of expectations. We also have the added challenge of giving a sense of belonging or a sense of ownership to parts of J&K that didn't vote for the coalition at all. The plains of Jammu almost completely sort of ignored or rejected the coalition. But they have to feel a part of this government. You can't ignore them for 5 years.
I appreciate that's a good point.
The government that comes in will have to make sure that through its actions rather than its words proves to the people of Jammu that this is not a government of the National Conference or the Congress or the Alliance or those who voted for us. It's the government.
Ensure to the people of Jammu watching you, we may have voted for BJP, but your government will work for them also, not alienate them.
This government is as much the government of the voters of the BJP as it is the government of the voters of the National Conference or the Congress. They do not deserve to be punished just because they didn't vote for us. And I would be the last person who would advocate something like that.
What kind of relationship should we expect between Omar Abdullah National Conference and the centre, Prime Minister Modi, Lieutenant Governor? Many are asking if there will be a smooth coordination and there will be a sort of friendship between the two.
Look, it takes two hands to clap. I can only tell you that I will make every effort to ensure that the incoming government, whoever may head it, whoever may make it up, will work for smooth relations both with the Lieutenant Governor and with the Union government. I'm not saying that the National Conference will suddenly discover some love for the BJP or vice versa. We will continue to oppose each other politically, but I'm drawing a distinction between the National Conference and the BJP on the one side and the government of Jammu and Kashmir and the Union government on the other. So while politically we may not see eye to eye on anything, at least in the interest of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, for whom the Prime Minister has spoken many times, we can figure out how to work together.
What will be one of the first decisions that Omar Abdullah is going to take for the government of Jammu and Kashmir?
Well, at the moment, the first decision I have to take is to attend the Legislative Party meeting. And then wait, that will be tomorrow midday. And once the Legislative Party has formally elected their leader, that leadership role will have to be endorsed by the alliance, and then we stake claim to form a government.
Final question. What does this moment mean to you, specifically for the setback that you've seen, specifically for many who did criticize you and said the Abdullah era is possibly over? What would you want to say? What does this moment, when you sit back and realize 42 seats, 50 seats almost as a coalition, what is happening here?
It's humbling, but it's also scary. Look, it's enormous responsibility. This is not sort of an elected government that's transitioning to another elected government. We've had no democracy in Jammu and Kashmir since 2018. Expectations are enormous. But we're also the first elected government in Jammu and Kashmir in a union territory. And therefore, navigating those sort of new relationships is also going to be a challenge. I headed a coalition here for 6 years as the most empowered state in Jammu, in the union. Today, this government that comes in will be a government in perhaps one of the most disempowered territories in the union. So it's going to be...
This government from the 90s of NC will be different from the NC of 2024, the conflict that we saw?
It has to be different. That was a 2/3 majority government in an empowered Jammu and Kashmir.
But this is also a conflict, Omar, that followed.
There was a conflict, but this is a coalition. This is a coalition that, at least for the time being, is not responsible for security and law and order. That will happen once statehood is restored. And we are hopeful the statehood will be restored soon.
I will say this, quoting your post that's going viral, I think you've kept your calm and you are back.
Well, I mean, it hasn't always been calm, but at least we're back.
Well done. Congratulations, Omar Abdullah, National Conference. A lot needs to be done. Appreciate you speaking to India today. Thank you very much. Omar Abdullah there with the vision and clearly hopeful of the days ahead. With Sachin Chandok in Srinagar, Pooja Shali for India Today.